Hello guys, welcome back again. This is Zach Animate Studios, your #1 channel for animation, graphic design, IT stuff. So guys, I'm so happy. So I've already installed Visual Studio. As you can see in our screen, this is Visual Studio 2019, and we want to create an ASP.NET web application. ASP.NET web applications. So basically, the Visual Studio has a lot of tools. If you are good in C++, either you are programming in C++, you are programming in C#, F, JavaScript, Python, all that. So you just select your language and then the platform that you want to to create your application to, and then now is it going to be web-based, game application, machine learning, mobile, office? So you can code all that. So different types of projects that you create will be seen here. If you used ASP.NET Core, DevExpress, DevExpress doesn't come. This one you have to install it, is a third party. So I will show you something good about DevExpress in the next video. So let's just today create a web application on ASP.NET. So we'll just select that as our preferred choice. So we'll give a project name. So let's say it was just going to be a web application, web application. So that's it. That is the name you have created. You have selected the solution where you want your application to be, and then now just select the version of the .NET framework that you are going to use. Right now we're just going to with the default 4.7, and then now you create. At this point, it will now select, it will ask you, do you want to create an empty ASP.NET application, an MVC application, a web API application? So basically what we're going to do right now is just going to create an MVC application, and then MVC. So what we are going to do, we are going to install an authentication system. That is, if you want to insert the thing, you want to insert authentication. If you want somebody to log in with Facebook, with GitHub, you can use that. So we are going to use an individual. So this one you can either install something called, you can now install, it will install our basic ASP authentication module. You can install login with Facebook, you can install login with GitHub, login with Gmail, all that. So that is where authentication come in. Login with Google, Facebook, Twitter, Microsoft, and other service provider. That's it. You just select that's okay. And then do you want, if you also want to incorporate web API, okay, web API is just an interface to communicate with the database. So basically it's a go between. I can't explain it further, but we are going to interact with it practically. So that's what we're going to also, let's just include web API so that in future reference we can just use this application for explaining different types of code that we're going to create. So with that, we're going to have a template, and then it's going to create for us our application. So hold on tight. If you have not subscribed, if you have not subscribed to our channel, subscribe to our channel. Zach Animate Studios. This is Zach Animate Studios. So this is a simple application that we are going to be what we are creating right away. So relax, watch our previous videos. We have different things that you are doing. So basically right now we're just doing things. I've learned a lot of things, and I've looked for a job. And the best thing I can just do right now is just to share the things that I know, and I believe it can help somebody. It has been a journey over 8 years. I've learned a lot, and I was going crazy when I didn't get a job. So I realized I'm gold in making. I have a lot of information to share with you. So let's share. So basically, you get what these are the basic things that can kickstart your career. You can do what you want with the little information that I can give you, so that it can just highlight and update your career path in whatever way, whatever path you're going to take. So you get one here, another thing there. So that's it. So we have already installed. Now we have installed the Visual Studio. We have installed the Visual Studio. Now we have brought in the first web application that we have created. So that's it. We can take a look. It has a Solution Explorer. Solution Explorer, we have the home controller, the account controller. Okay, basically the home controller is the index page where you manage the index page, the pages you want to create on the index page, and then they manage. So this one, it has the sign in. You see, it has all those functions for sign in. If it gives you an error message, either you have changed the password, all that. So you create those functions on this on this platform. So I've also installed what we call JetBrain for easier productivity, and also it also has on this system, it also has Dev Express, so for easier productivity. So basically you get the easier you code is the easier the way you have configure your environment. So here it is the home page. This is the home controller. Basically it controls the home index page. So this is how you write your index page, about us page, contact us page. So public function, index, conductors. So basically, either let's say we want to add another view called let's call it we want to add a service page, right? It has service. This is a public function, so just do public function action result action result, and then services. So services, okay, let's services. You see services, okay. Action function public, okay, public action result services. So you create, that is a controller. That's how you create your own controller services, okay. So it has to have a return value, return view. So if it does not have a view, then you have to create that view. So that's how, okay, public action result services, okay. Just like that, Control C. So we have just dived into coding, but it's okay. It's okay. We just see how these things work, and then action return view, okay. View. So that's it, and it must have that view. Okay, when you click on this, it has to take you to that view. That is and then maybe also it has a message bag, that is a view bag dot message equals it will be the page that you are visiting, okay. So this is service page. So basically, the way I learn, by the way, I try out things, and then I get to understand them as we go by. So this is my method. You can always find your own method of how to learn things, which is okay. Please don't judge me, okay. So just learn the way you want to learn. Me, I've learned the way I learned. So basically that's it. by trying out things. Okay, so let's fire up the index, the service, the web applications to see how it looks like now when you fire up a web application on Visual Studio. That is an ASP application. Okay, so it has a lot of stuff, the diagnostics, that is, it shows you the memory usage, the output, all that functions. Okay, so you can see the page is now loading. The page is loading, which is okay. You can see it has all those features, which is very good. So it will give you a boiler, let me call it a boilerplate, if I'm using the right term, but it will bundle for you a fast ready-made application, so you can start working from you don't create an application from scratch. That is the goodness of using Visual Studio. So that's it. That's how you can go about it. It has the home controller. So basically, to understand as it loads, because basically it is loading, it has to open up the port and all that. The first time it normally takes a longer period of time. That is it. Even it has loaded. So this is our application. ASP.NET application. We have just fired up an ASP.NET application. So it has the register. You can register. You can log in. You can add all other features, other login features. You can log in with Facebook. You can log in with, so you can add it on this platform. So that's how you create your application. So that is, it shows you the contact page, the home page, and all this has been created. Now these are the views. These are the views. These are the control, the functions for creating those views. So it normally uses an MVC structure, model views and controllers. If we can just stop it, you can see it has been, we have the models, they connect. These are the models. We can just take a look and see. We have the models, that is identity model, view model. So this is how, so basically it uses an architecture of model, views and controllers. So we have the models, it has the account. Now these are the views for, these are the function views for these pages. So basically, just to show you, there are these pages. Cancel. Okay, sorry, we have to file it again, which is okay. Let's just start it again. It is going to take a less shorter time right now. So these are the views for login. So basically, let's go back and take a look and see the logins. Let's go back to Solution Explorer. The Solution Explorer, we have the login, verify, all this, it has been created for you. So you can see these are the views, this reset, and it has all those codes has been written. Okay, so it has all those functions. So basically, this is how it is being done. This is the format. This is how you go about creating Visual Studio. So if you have never done this, you can try it out, install it and see how it looks like. So basically, you also get to see and learn different methods and appreciate how other languages are being developed. Okay, so that is, so we can still add. So basically, what you can do, it always has, when you want to connect it with the database, we have this special function, this special it's called web config. So you can it has a configuration. It has this web config has now the configurations to connect to the database. Okay, like this configuration of entity framework. Entity framework connects to the database, and then the database, now we have the connection string. This is the connection string, so you can change this connection string to connect to your database. So connection string connects to your database, the connection string connects to your database, and then you can now create your own entity frameworks. You can, there's something called entity frameworks, so you can create a folder here, and you just do that. If you want either to create your own database or you want to connect to another database. But you can also get content even from Excel, and you connect it directly to your web application. So with the package, now a folder here first, you can add a folder. You just call it data. So with the data, it has gone on another. Okay, that's okay. Let's just inside the web application. Let's move it. Okay, let me just delete it first. Remove it. Okay, and then inside this application, that is where I wanted. Sorry for that. Add a folder. This folder we can call it data. I just want to show you how we can connect. We can connect to databases on any other application. Like you have a database in your system. Either you have a database for SQL or MySQL, and you want to connect it, and then you want to extract data or project data to your application. So you have that data, so that folder data, and then you're just going to add an entity framework. So just going to say new item, and then it's going to load all the features. So actually at this point you're going to create a data model. You can create your own data model. You can use ADO.NET. There's data sets. All these are configurations to connect to a database. So basically entity framework. So we can use there are different ways you can decide to use ORM, that is if you are creating an application. So all these they use to connect to a database. So entity framework, so you can decide to create your database here. So let's say we want to create our own database here. You can decide to create your own database here that will connect specifically to this web application. Or the other way around, you can also connect to an existing database. Let's say you have a server, and that server you have the credentials, and then to connect to that database and project either those data into your application. Okay. So you want either to project data, either list of employees on this part, so you can use that to project those information. So you create a database. Let's just create an entity framework. Let's add.NET, then just call it. Let's call it. I had a database in this application, in this computer. Let's just call it. Let's just give it a name, a unique name, comp, just like that. That's an ADO model. Okay, that's it. So it will give you a method to connect to a database, something like that. So entity framework, so you select that from an existing database. So we are going to connect to an existing database. So with that, you can create now the connection string. This connection string, you can add it. You can add it to your web config file, and then you don't have to continually creating that connection string. So with that, you connect to a server, and then you just say next, and then it will be prompt to ask you the name of the server. So okay, we'll give it localhost. That is our server that we have in our computer, that is SQL server. It's a local host, and then at this point it will load all the database that we have. So let's give it a second. If it is not loading, then you have to activate that connection string into, so this is the error. So we have to go to services, and then open up. You're going to open up SQL connection, the SQL service. Okay, so we are going to look for SQL service is MySQL, this one, and SQL server, and you start that service. Okay, so when you do that, then your computer will have the ability to connect to the server, not the local server. Sorry for the noise, but it's okay. So let's just activate the service so it is running. So you can go back and then now refresh. It will list now the service, the database that exists on your database will appear. So it has a lot of teachings, a lot of tutorials, but today we're just looking at how it is done, and then in the next video we'll just create a simple application connecting to an existing server, or we create our own database. Okay, we create our own database and then we connect to it. So that's it. It is connected, and then so let's just load. Let's just first, you can take a look and see, you can test connection. The connection is successful, so it is going to look for any database inside the database, or inside the server, the local server. Okay, so if there's any database inside the server, it will list them here. Let's take a look. Localhost. Okay, let's look. Let's connect again. Let's give it a second. Okay, to do this, okay, another way around is just to open my SQL server management studio, and get a name of a database that you're looking for. So when you do this, if you leave it like this, it will connect to the entire server. Like, so you need to be specific to a specific database that you want to connect to. So let's give it a second. Let's give it a second. Okay. I don't know why. Okay. What is happening? Okay, when you leave it like this, it will load all the database. You can imagine all the database that are on this machine. Okay, all the machines. So it is also, it's not advisable. So that is it. Let's just give it a name, local host, just like that. Yeah, okay, it has loaded. Connection string is Zaki username. So let's just connect it first and see which database that we have on the database. So okay, this is our server, which is called the localhost, and then you have databases here. Let's just give it a name, job. So this is, let's give a database name, job. Okay, give it the right name. Okay, job WB. Okay, job WB, and then you can say test the connection succeeded. So it has connected, and then now you can bring it now. So with entity framework, what it does, it is going to look at all, it's going to retrieve all the tables, all the entities, all the connections of tables that are existing on that database, So either resume all the fields that are on that table, but let's just connect to one, the employee. Okay, and then we connect that and see. So basically, if you want to make changes, so basically those are the connections that you are going to make to that table. So basically, so you have to accept that, so that it can save some codes and everything on your on your application, on easier retrieval of data. Just say okay. So that is it. That's it. So most of the things are you can visualize, at the same time other things, you know, okay, they are code based, so you just have to go deep, learn more. Okay, so those are the features. So basically it is now adding the entity framework. So these are the tables, these are the table employee, and then now the children of, okay, now the features of that table, the first name, last name, all these entities, the small entities inside that table. So you can use this information now to create to call all the data from that database that we call job. We bring all this information here. You can now create now a CRUD application. So guys, I've gone too deep, but stay tuned. Keep your ears wide open, so that next time when we are doing this, we'll now bring in now the views. These are the views. The models, we are going to create the models that will communicate. Okay, the models that will communicate with this the data module. We call it this data from our database. So this one is like the go between this application and the database on the other end. So you have this information from this database. This database is job. You get information from job, you bring it, and then they are controlled from this environment, and then now you can decide to add information from this point to go back to the database or delete information. So that's it, guys. Stay tuned. This is Zach Animate Studios. Let's enjoy. Let's understand how applications are made, why these applications are made like this, so that at least you know what it means to know why you have your application, you know why you have to read those messages, how it works. So guys, cheers. I hope we had a wonderful time. So basically what we have just learned is you can create applications using Visual Studio, and then now we will learn how to bring this information into life, bring that application live, all this information into life. So cheers, salute for the king, salute everyone. I respect you. Keep subscribing, keep waiting for new content. I love you all, guys. I appreciate you. I respect you guys. Thank you for your time.